sport. So we need an international cricket stadium in Jalandhar. Only then we produce and then we attract more customers to come and facilitate the whole story of the city. And my third, after acquisition of Article 370, there were almost 500 products gazetted, out of which 300 passed, 200 did not. Unfortunately, one that did not pass was the Kashmir willow. So if we don't get the willow, we don't produce a bat. So these are 3 bullet points that were in my mind, which can be elaborated. And the rest of the issues, obviously, the industry, Anton industry has common issues, sports industry has common issues, leather, rubber, they all have common issues. So these are the things that actually weighed a lot on my mind, and I thought I'd share with everybody.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vasa. And the basic issues that he's also spoken about to me earlier is about the freight charges, the interest rate, and the fact that labor laws. These 3 issues continue to be extremely prominent and need to be solved. He also did mention that maybe the railways could have double bogies whereby they could transport much more than what they could do in single. So these are some of the specific. Could I now request that we listen?
Hello everybody, and thank you for this session. I think it's been very fruitful to have everybody's ideas. I come from a brand called Woodland. So we are into shoes and leather shoes, sport shoes, as well as garments. So we have a pan-India presence plus overseas presence. So we have production of leather in Jalandhar. That's how we are connected to Punjab. But when I see, because we source our products from all over the world as well as other parts in India, we've been sourcing in Punjab because I feel, Punjab has a lot of potential for especially leather goods, shoes, and apparel. We already have places like Jalandhar, which is very prominent on the map of leather goods, as well as Ludhiana as being center of apparel. But somehow or the other, we have lagged behind other clusters like Agra, Kanpur, Chennai, who have really grown very fast and grown much faster than Punjab. And there have been reasons, because reasons have already been discussed. But my very important thing is, because this point was discussed earlier, we as an industry for shoes and garments, we employ a lot of people, because ours is more like a labor intensive industry, and we employ a lot of women, because women are very good at stitching and making these products. So I think this is a very focused industry, and it can benefit people who are the workers who are even not skilled, because women are normally good at stitching, and they can be inducted easily in our industry. So I feel this industry, if promoted properly, can really bring in a lot of employment, especially for women, as well as and it doesn't require too much of investment also. So I think these are the good things which we should see, but of course we should compare ourselves with clusters like within India, like Agra, Chennai, how they have grown and how they've brought in international buyers and grown the industry, whether small scale or medium scale. And like some of the points which were discussed, like visiting the fairs and bringing in customers. I think these are very relevant because we have to showcase ourselves, and participation of fairs really helps that. And I think these are the points which I want to discuss.
Thank you so much, Harpreet. So it really boiling down to the linkage effect that this particular industry has, especially when we have so many macro indicators to be solved as far as unemployment and women empowerment and women employment is concerned. These are serious concerns, and this is an industry which can help and continue and move ahead at a very fast pace. Yes, Mr. Vasan, and then after that, yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Firstly, very warm good afternoon to everybody present here. And my sincere thanks to Honorable CM Punjab and NITI Vice President Sir, other dignitaries from NITI and especially Sanjeev Sir, who has helped to organize this wonderful event. I mean, I think it's going to be remembered in the history for years to come. So, sir, I belong to the sports goods sector, and as you know, Jalandhar is the, I can say, epicenter of sporting goods in India. So when the country got partitioned in 47, majority of the people from Sialkot, they established their place in Jalandhar because Jalandhar had a good source of leather, hides and stuff which was used in making the sporting goods. So the industry got settled in Punjab and Jalandhar. This industry is sunrise sector of India, and I can say the growth potential is immense. Just to give you a brief nutshell of the information, sir, the global market was valued at $90 billion by KPMG, sir, 5 years back. So even if it has a CAGR of 7 to 8%, it must have crossed 100 billion by now, sir. And our exports are to the tune of $350 million, sir. Last year, India exported goods. And sir, if we see our comparison in Pakistan, sadly, we are nowhere near even close to them, sir. होता ना एक नंबर दो नंबर और उसके बाद कोई नंबर ही नहीं है सर. इस वक्त इंडिया का फ्रैंकली पोजीशन है, बट स्टिल इंडस्ट्री इज ग्रोइंग, बट उस हिसाब से ग्रो नहीं कर रही जिस हिसाब से आगे मार्केट का पोटेंशियल है. तो पाकिस्तान इज एक्सपोर्टिंग सर रफली $4 to $5 billion. वी आर at $350 million. China is multiple billion dollars. So my aim to say is that sir, since you work very closely with the Prime Minister's office, sir, so the Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated a scheme called Make in India in the month of September 2014, sir. It was the first inception of that scheme. Sir, sadly, sports goods were left out of that list at that moment, sir. It has got textiles, it has got wellness, it has got shoes, it has got other apparel, sir, but sadly, sports is not a part of that. Second, Make in India 2.0 came in the month of February again, I think in the year 2022, sir, if I'm not wrong. Again, then, sir, sports was left outside that periphery, sir. My first request is through NITI that we should get the sporting goods sector as a part of Make in India campaign, sir. My second suggestion is, sir, that the government, you will be pleased to know that the international federations like FIFA, jiska World Cup mein football use hota hai, that is being made in Pakistan now, which is not a very good thing for India, but the export potential is huge, sir. We want through NITI that we should try to tap the brands of through Invest India, which are international, but not buying from India at the moment, like Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, Mizuno, Puma, multiple others, sir. Sir, why don't we go pitch to them, sir? आप इंडिया में आइए, प्लांट लगाइए, हम आपको आप J&K में टैक्स कंसेशन दे रहे हो, तो आप ब्रांड्स को भी दीजिए, सर. एक बारी ब्रांड इंडिया में पैर अपने पैसा लगे हिंदुस्तान में उसका. इसके साथ हमारा एक्सपोर्ट में बहुत ग्रोथ हो सकती है कि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने एक स्कीम थी जिसका नाम था 8 टफ्स कमांडेड टेक्नोलॉजिकल अपग्रेडेशन फंड स्कीम, which was specifically for the apparel sector, sir. Out nearly 19,000 crore rupees, sir, over a period of 15 years, I can say. And now see the potential of textiles where it has gone, sir. 45 billion का export India कर रहा है, 90 का बांग्लादेश करता है, 45 काम करते हैं. My aim to say is that sir, we need something capital incentive scheme, जैसे हमारे को capital subsidy मिल जाए. ज़्यादा नहीं सर, 5 से 10%, 15% का अगर उसका सबसिडी स्कीम आप स्पोर्ट्स को दे सकते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली सर इस सेक्टर में और ज़्यादा लोगों को एम्प्लॉय कर सकते हैं और ज़्यादा नई मशीन लेके आ सकते हैं, जिससे सर एम्प्लॉयमेंट और ट्रैफिक बोथ कैन इंक्रीज, सर. इसके अलावा सर जो एक आपको और बड़ी अच्छी बात बताता हूँ कि जो हम कच्चा माल बाहर से इम्पोर्ट करते हैं, आयात करते हैं, उसके ऊपर सरकार ने 25% ड्यूटी लगाई हुई है. 25% तो हमारा मतलब 20% हमारी वो है BCD है, 2% सर SWS है, कर करा के 23-24% पड़ता है, 18% IGST है जो रिफंडेबल है. लेकिन जो फिनिश गुड्स हैं उसके ऊपर 20% ड्यूटी है, सर. इट शुड बी रिवर्स. हमें रॉ मटेरियल भी कम करनी चाहिए, जो हिंदुस्तान में मटेरियल बन ही नहीं रहा, तो उसको हम कहाँ से लेके आएंगे? बाहर से इंपोर्ट करेंगे। इस समय सर फ्रेट कॉस्ट ज़्यादा है, आपको पता है सर, अगर हम ड्यूटी पे करते हैं इट हैज़ टू बी ऑन द एफओपी वैल्यू प्लस द फ्रेट प्लस हमारा जो बीसीडी है, सो इट्स अ वेरी हाई रेंज में हम जाके बैठते हैं, वी बिकम अनकम्पेरेटिव। माय हम्बल सबमिशन टू यू इज सर, वी हैव टू ब्रिंग डाउन द ड्यूटीज ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल एंड इंक्रीज द फिनिश टू ड्यूटी सर। ऑटोमेटिकली द ब्रांड्स हु आर सेलिंग इन इंडिया दे विल बाय फ्रॉम इंडिया बिकॉज उनके पास चॉइस नहीं रहेगी सर कोई भी। सर एक मेरा ये पॉइंट था। इसके अलावा सर आपकी गवर्नमेंट सर बहुत अच्छे एफटीएस कर रही है सर। अभी हमने यूएई के साथ किया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ किया सर। द नेक्स्ट बिगेस्ट एफटीए वंस द यूएस इलेक्शन इज सेटल्ड सर इज विद यूएस सर, because that is a global selling market for any brand in the world sir. If we can crack it sir, definitely there is going to be a huge boom in this sector. Currently we are paying 15% or 17% import duty on the goods which are exported from India to the US because I don't have a GSP plus. I have only a GSP status and Pakistan has got a GSP plus status versus, and also Bangladesh sir. Sir, these things also carry a lot of weightage when we are doing the international trade sir. इसके अलावा सर मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूँ कि अगर हम एम्प्लॉयमेंट को बढ़ाना चाहते हैं सर, गवर्नमेंट के पास बहुत सारी स्कीम्स हैं नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन के अंडर सर। इसके अंदर से हमें देखना चाहिए कि हमारा जो रिसोर्सेज हैं क्या वो बॉटम लेवल तक जा रहे हैं नहीं जा रहे हैं। वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड वोकेशन टू आवर पीपल हु आर एट वेरी अर्ली एज टू मेक देम गुड वर्कर्स इन द फैक्ट्री सर। यू कैन पुट अ फैक्ट्री वर्थ $1 billion if you don't have a guy to work, the factory is waste sir, to be honest with you. So we need to look at skilling the labor so that they work in the right direction because there are multiple arenas at this stage sir. So if we can train them in the right direction sir, they'll get employment, industry will get good workers sir. इसके अलावा सर एक दो पॉइंट्स मेरे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से भी हैं कि currently we are facing an issue where our building plans are not getting approved by PSIs. I mean, earlier the plans were being submitted in the respective cities and the districts. Now they are being submitted in Chandigarh. There's a huge backlog that is affecting the further development and the investments. So we have to streamline that. I think we need to decentralize that power, sir, so that these things can be very well incorporated. And I was reading a tweet, sir, yesterday from the Punjab government, a beautiful tweet, sir. They mentioned they are going to build 15 industrial parks in the state, sir. Yes, कल की बात है. तो मेरा उनसे अनुरोध और कहना है कि एक इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क स्पोर्ट्स के लिए भी संचालित में बनाया जाए. दो हैंडबॉल के लिए भी होना चाहिए. इसके अलावा सर आपको याद 2022 का बजट आया था जब निर्मला सीतारमण जी ने पेश किया था, उसमें उन्होंने 7 टेक्सटाइल पार्क अनाउंस किए थे. 7 रिमेंबर सर, वी आर आस्किंग फॉर 1 park collective for hand tools and sporting goods and probably leather engineering in Jalandhar, sir, because industry is now facing huge challenges to grow further. We can expand vertically to a limit. I can't go 70 stories tall, sir. I mean, it has to be certain limit, 5 stories, 7 stories. But where is the next land opportunity? So I think, sir, government को इसके लिए थोड़ा सा हमें अगर industrial parks आप collectively मिलके कर दिए state government के साथ, central के पास funds हैं, state के पास funds आप collectively मिलके एक park खड़ा कर दिए, overall industry सर इसमें grow हो जाएगी. And इसके अलावा सर एक मैं और बात करना चाहता हूँ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के लिए कि अगर हम अपने वर्कर्स का ध्यान रखेंगे तो ही वर्कफोर्स सर हमारी रिटेन होती है. द कंडीशन ऑफ ESI हॉस्पिटल्स हैज टू बी ड्रास्टिकली चेंज सर. करंटली वर्कर्स आर फेसिंग लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स बिकॉज वहाँ पे अच्छी हॉस्पिटल की फैसिलिटीज नहीं हैं, OPDs नहीं होती हैं. दे हैव टू गो टू प्राइवेट सेक्टर सर. सो दैट्स अ बिग चैलेंज एंड बिग हर्डल फॉर आवर पीपल. एंड लास्ट में सर एक छोटी सी बात आपको कहना चाहता हूँ कि मैं एक लाइन सुनाना चाहता हूँ, उसके बाद मैं खत्म कर दूँगा कि मान साहब का भी ये जज्बा है, हम सबका जज्बा है कि किसी शायर ने बहुत बढ़िया लिखा है, कुछ शौक सी यार फकीरी दा, कुछ शौक सी यार फकीरी दा, कुछ इश्क ने दर दर रोल दिता, कुछ सजना कसरत में छड़ी सी, कुछ जहर रहीबा खोल दिता, कुछ इश्क फिराक दा रंग चढ़े. सर इन शब्दों में चीज़ों
a lot of homework has been done and I'm sure support you are doing. What is there and I'm sure. Could I just request Mr. Karan first? I think he has to lead. So he's the one who's going to skill both the technicians as well as the other people, and he's a philanthropist, so I'm sure he's going to work with the hospitals as well as with other
Thank you, ma'am, and good afternoon, everyone. So, being a part of, I'm the president for Hockey Chandigarh, so that's my association, direct association with sports here, and also founder with the Plaksha University, which again I think is a initiative. We're trying to bring tech into every possible field we can. I think I'm not from the manufacturing side, so my other colleagues on the dais have shared and will be sharing the concerns as far as manufacturing is concerned. I also would like to request both the governments, central and the state government, more than anything, with the rise we want in exports or the manufacturing or whatever growth in the industry, I think we also need to be recognized as a country, as a nation, as a state, who can produce the best sportsmen, who can represent at the world level. Yesterday only we got a shocker when hockey was exited from the Commonwealth Games. I think that's the only sport, and it's a national sport, which has brought India also on the world map. So I think there is more need to be done at the ground level for other sports, so that we can produce, like we've seen what javelin has given the recognition to our nation. There's so much scope in football. I have a very dear friend here, he's also part of Laksha. He's dedicated his entire CSR and his entire, I would say, his life in promoting football. His foundation is Round Glass. So I think all such initiatives for all of us who can try and make a difference in the life of students, right from the child, from the school days, and all the institutes also need to come forward so that there could be some skill centers. I was very impressed. We have a school now in Chandigarh, which takes in students from 5th class who are focused on taking sports as a career. So I think such initiatives at every level, government level or at the corporate level, because the more will be the visibility, more will be the enthusiasm, the more will be the players out of our country, and more will be the demand for all the sports equipment. And with giving sports now in hockey pan India, there's so much more to do. I recently happened to be in Odisha for the Hockey World Cup. They have built a stadium which is probably the best hockey stadium in the world. So that is the kind of infrastructure today our nation needs. So I would request our honorable officers here from NITI Aayog to please help Punjab grow, because today also in hockey, Indian team, 10 players are represented from Punjab and Chandigarh. So that is the support we need from the center, so that we can develop those kind of grounds, develop those kind of facilities, so that we can bring
to start developing stadiums.
Sat Sri Akal and good afternoon to everybody. Shoe manufacturing industry, so we can just talk about that. The biggest challenge that we have is that it has been said before, Punjab is landlocked. To get any buyer to Punjab becomes a big challenge. So maybe I don't know how we can solve this by creating airports which are already there. Adhampur airport is there, but unfortunately the flights go to Ghaziabad. It becomes very difficult for the buyers to say that I want to go to Ghaziabad first and then come to you. Secondly, this is a sensitive point but has to be discussed. Road infrastructure is great. It's become very nice, but unfortunately regular blocks are causing so much of an issue for us. Not just for the buyer, he's so uncertain that if he comes today, would he be able to get back today? So these points are, apart from what we are facing, these are some points need to be touched very quickly. Secondly, the point everybody said we want to compete with China and this and that. So we need infrastructure for that, or parks for that, where and industry, shoe industries can be there, and subsidies like raw material people, suppliers, synthetic suppliers, sole suppliers, they all can come at one place, which saves time for us. Now we are running, if we want something sold, we run to Delhi. We want material, we run to South India. So that becomes even more difficult for us to get everything together. So if there can be centralized parks where everybody can be invited, this is the China pattern. One factory has 10,000 workers. If we even have a half a version of here, madam, lakhs of people will be employed, and multiply by 10, people will be affected with generation of that job. So we need to focus on these things. Secondly, it's a point for the center, maybe not for the state, that recently, a couple of years back, shoe industry got into BIS certifications. This will give a big boost to our industry if implemented, but it has not been implemented till now. 2 years have passed down. There are still products coming from China. Maybe not complete shoes, but it comes in the form of uppers and soles. So it is still.
इस इंडस्ट्री से जो ये पॉइंट्स आप लोग के हैं, जैसे लेदर इंडस्ट्री है, इन चीज़ों से मैं बेसिकली जो अभी सीएम साहब भी आए थे, सारी चीज़ें हुई थी, मैं सोलर इंडस्ट्री से बिलोंग करता हूँ एंड मैं 2014 में मैंने अपनी कंपनी स्टैब्लिश करी थी। और जैसा कि हम पंजाब में ग्रोथ की बात करते हैं, तो आज सोलर इंडस्ट्री पंजाब के अंदर सबसे ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल कर रही है। ड्यू टू आप देखेंगे कि पीछे मेरा बिजनेस जो है वो 2021-22 तक बहुत अच्छा चल रहा था, बिकॉज टॉप इंडस्ट्री सोलर के अंदर ग्रोथ कर सकती है। किया हुआ इस को अगर मैं अपनी टर्नओवर की बात करता हूँ तो मेरी टर्नओवर 22 करोड़ से सीधा 4 करोड़ पे आ गई, और मुझे एक डिसीजन लेना पड़ गया कि मुझे दूसरे स्टेट्स में जाके मुझे अपना जो सोलर बिजनेस है उसको ग्रोथ करना पड़ा। तो अगर वाकई में गवर्नमेंट इस चीज़ पे ध्यान देना चाहती है तो जो 300 यूनिट है उसको आप फ्री कर सकते हो, आप दीजिए, लेकिन उसके अलावा कुछ ऑप्शंस निकालिए। आप देखिए कि 350 से 400 MSME कंपनियां जो हैं वो पंजाब से शट डाउन करके या तो वो अपना बिजनेस शट डाउन कर चुकी हैं, या फिर वो किसी दूसरे स्टेट में जाके अपना बीरे जैसी कंपनियां जो है वो काम कर रही हैं। इसकी बजाय क्या किया जा सकता है कि मैं अपनी खुद की बात करता हूँ कि अगर पिछले 2 साल में मैं देखूँ तो मेरा 1 से सवा लाख रुपए का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल जो है गवर्नमेंट ने फ्री कर दिया। उसकी बजाय
we've understood the issue as far as solar is concerned.
हाँ, तो ये मेरी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को राय है कि एक्चुअली क्या है कि अगर आपको फ्री में देना है तो कस्टमर के यहाँ पर आप सोलर प्लांट जो है वो अपनी सब्सिडी देके आप लगा दीजिए, उसकी जिंदगी भर के लिए फ्री हो जाएगी, एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट होगा, GST कलेक्शन होगा।
So we'll address this issue of solar and also look at the electricity. And so we'll wind up the session because as it is we are running very late. Thank you so much for all of you to be here, and thank you for all the inputs that you have given. I'm sure all of us have taken cognizance of it. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
A fruitful discussion.